Welcome to Genik. In today's video, we will uncover a pivotal era in Indian history, an era that shaped religious and philosophical thought for centuries. This is the story of Buddhism, its origins, teachings, and how it spread to become one of the world's most influential religions. But before diving deep, let's take a moment to set the stage. India in the 6th and 5th century BCE, a crucible of change. Imagine North India around the 6th and 5th century BCE. The vast plains of the Ganges and Yamuna rivers were flourishing with agriculture, trade, and culture. The Aryan civilization had firmly established itself, reaching the peak of its influence. This was a time when society was undergoing profound changes, social, economic, and political. It was also a time when new religious ideas began to emerge. Just as Jainism rose to prominence, Buddhism also took shape in response to the rigid societal norms and spiritual dilemmas of the era. So, what were the key reasons behind this religious transformation? Why did Buddhism emerge? The rise of Buddhism wasn't a sudden event, but rather a response to deep-rooted societal issues. Let's break it down into four main causes. The rigidity of the Varna system. Society at the time was structured based on birth, not merit. This rigid caste hierarchy left many feeling trapped and seeking an alternative path. Agricultural and economic growth. The Middle Ganges region was experiencing an agricultural boom, leading to the rise of a strong economy. This economic shift empowered the Vaishyas, merchant class, who sought greater social and religious recognition. The rise of trade and commerce. The use of coins and the expansion of trade brought prosperity, but also social inequality. Many merchants and traders found solace in a religion that emphasized personal effort over birth status, a core tenet of Buddhism. A conservative backlash. Many in society longed for a return to simpler, more traditional values. The excesses of Vedic rituals and priestly dominance led to a search for a more practical, ethical, and accessible spiritual path. These conditions created fertile ground for the rise of Gautama Buddha, a prince who would renounce luxury and seek enlightenment to guide humanity towards peace and wisdom. The life of Gautama Buddha, the journey of a prince to a spiritual leader. Birth and early life. Gautama Buddha, also known as Siddhartha Gautama or Shakyamuni, was born in 567 BCE in Lumbini, modern-day Nepal. His father Suddhodana was the elected leader of the Shakya clan, and his mother Maya Devi was a princess from the Kolyan dynasty. From birth, it was foretold that Siddhartha would either become a great king or a spiritual leader. His father, hoping for the former, surrounded him with luxury and comfort, shielding him from the harsh realities of the world. However, fate had other plans. The four sights. A turning point. At the age of 29, Siddhartha ventured beyond the palace walls for the first time. What he saw changed his life forever. An old man. He realized that aging is inevitable. A sick man. He understood that suffering is a part of life. A dead body. He became aware of mortality. A wandering ascetic. He saw a man who had renounced worldly life in search of truth. These four sights shook him to the core. He began questioning the meaning of life and the pursuit of happiness. The Great Renunciation. Determined to find the truth, Siddhartha left his palace, wife, and newborn son in what is called the Great Renunciation. For 6 years, he wandered, studied, and practiced extreme asceticism, hoping to find enlightenment. But depriving himself of food and sleep brought no answers. Enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. Realizing that extreme self-denial was as futile as excessive indulgence, he adopted the middle path, a balanced way of living. At 35 years old, he meditated under a Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, modern Bihar, India. After days of deep meditation, he finally attained enlightenment and became the Buddha, meaning the enlightened one. From that moment on, he dedicated his life to teaching others the path to liberation. The teachings of Buddhism. Buddhism is built on simple yet profound principles. The Four Noble Truths, dukkha, suffering exists. Life is full of suffering, from birth to death. Samudaya, cause of suffering. Desire and attachment lead to suffering. Nirodha, end of suffering. Eliminating desires can end suffering. Magga, path to liberation. The Eightfold Path is the way to nirvana. The Eightfold Path, the road to nirvana. Buddha taught that liberation from suffering comes through 8 disciplines: right view, understanding the nature of life; right intention, committing to self-improvement; right speech, speaking truthfully and kindly; right action, acting ethically and compassionately; right livelihood, earning a living in a righteous manner; right effort, avoiding negative thoughts and emotions; right mindfulness, being aware of one's actions and thoughts; right concentration, practicing meditation for inner peace. Comparison with Jainism. While Buddhism and Jainism emerged in the same period, they have key differences. Buddhism focuses on enlightenment through the middle path, while Jainism emphasizes extreme asceticism. Jainism sees karma as an actual substance clinging to the soul, whereas Buddhism views karma as a moral force. Buddhism spread widely due to its flexibility, while Jainism remained confined to India. The spread of Buddhism grew rapidly due to its simple teachings and inclusive nature. Use of Pali language. Unlike Sanskrit, which was limited to Brahmins, Buddha preached in Pali, making his teachings accessible. Monastic order, Sangha. Monks and nuns traveled far and wide, spreading the message. Royal patronage. Kings like Bimbisara and Ashoka adopted Buddhism, helping it spread across India, Sri Lanka, China, and beyond. By the time of Emperor Ashoka, 3rd century BCE, Buddhism had become a global religion. Buddhist councils. After Buddha's death in 487 BCE, his teachings were compiled in councils. The most notable ones were First Buddhist Council, organized in Ragriha; Second Buddhist Council, led to the first division in Buddhism; Third Buddhist Council, patronized by Ashoka, missionaries sent abroad; Fourth Buddhist Council, led to the formation of Mahayana Buddhism. Conclusion. Buddhism, born in ancient India, continues to inspire millions worldwide. Its emphasis on compassion, self-discipline, and mindfulness makes it relevant even today. Would you like a deep dive into Buddhism's influence on modern society? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe for more insightful history content.